Carlton had a pretty complete scrimmage. Is that, I know it's only a scrimmage, but is that the kind of player you're expecting this fall?
You know, he made some shots, but, you know, the thing about it is, if we don't figure out a way to have him score some baskets inside, you know, it's not going to be, you know, he's got to be able to score on the block too. But he knows that. But tonight was pick up, and so, but he can't shoot the ball. He can't shoot the ball, but he's got to get where he can obviously play as a big man too. But he did fine.
You could have added another guard through a fifth-year transfer, graduate transfer, but he decided not to. Is that a sign that you believe in Vic, that he's ready to be a rotation player?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think, you know, he didn't have a good night tonight. He made a couple of shots, but he didn't play very well. But I do think that he and you'll see when we get structure and everything, you know, he could be a great defender, a great anticipator. He can do some things, Tom, that athletically really nobody else on the perimeter can do because of his length. And, you know, he and Josh, I guess, both can do some things physically that nobody else can do on the perimeter. But I do think I feel totally comfortable he'll be in part of our rotation. He and Svi, I could see all those guys averaging above 15 minutes a game, to be candid with you.
Is there an upside to having only 10 scholarship players?
Well, probably only one of them's going to be real mad. You know, you're probably not going to play 10, but I don't think I'm going to struggle that much playing 9. And the one thing I do think we'll do is play 4 guards a lot. So if we play 4 guards a lot, you know, that means we may only play 8. But I think for keep harmony, it's probably good to only have 10.
You told the fans you can't think of a reason why this team can't be better than what you had last year. You want to expand on that a little bit? Why you feel that way?
Well, you know, there's reasons. Obviously, health. There's you know, guys don't like each other. You know, there's chemistry issues. Those are all reasons. But if you look at it from a pure talent standpoint, you know, you would think Frank will be better. You think Devontae will be improved. You think Landon would be improved. You know, you recruited a guy that's as heralded as anybody that we've ever signed here other than Wiggs. And then, you know, I personally think Carlton Bragg is really good, and I think Svi could be a really, really good player, potentially a pro. So I think, and Udoka, you guys didn't see it, Udoka's going to be really good. I mean, if you think about, you know, by Christmas or by conference season, if he's, you know, if he progresses like we think he can, we think that he can be something that a lot of teams don't have just because of his size and athletic ability. So, you know, it doesn't mean that we're going to win. I didn't predict win more games, but I did predict as far as if things go right, that we could be a team that when we play well could play every bit as well as last year's team. I do believe that, but we're a long ways away from that right now.
Where do you think you guys are as far as athleticism with this team compared to teams you've had here? I mean, tonight obviously it looks better than it does on most, you know, games, but as far as athletic ability, where you?
Well, I don't think you know, Carlton is a good athlete, but Perry was really, really quick, so you're losing a lot there. But you know, Udoka is freakishly athletic for a big guy, and then, you know, as athletic as Wayne and Brandon were, you would think that Josh could be as athletic or more explosive than even those guys were. So you would think athletically this is probably one of our more quick teams that we've had.
Carlton's got that personality, you know, the smiles and all that stuff, and you got a bunch of experienced guys on this team, and then you've got Josh coming in. Did you ever worry about him finding his new role or stepping into it, whatever it is?
Who, Carlton?
Carlton, yeah.
Well, we haven't defined roles yet, but Carlton, I don't know who will lead us in scoring. I asked our guys the other day, the entire team, who they thought would lead us in scoring, and I think Frank had 5 votes, Javante had 4, Josh had 3, Carlton had 3, I think Landon had 2, but what the bottom line is that I think we could have probably, you know, maybe 6 or 7 guys that would lead us in scoring at different times throughout the season. And Carlton's always going to be a guy who can get 20, but he could be a guy that could, you know, on some nights if he's not making jump shots, which he's got to get where he can score in tight, he could be a guy that maybe could get lost a little bit. He's got to get more consistent.
What'd you think of writing another $10,000 check? And
I was
shot.
actually happy that we did it. You know, it's great for obviously Jordan, the young lady that won it, and it's bad for Brennan because whatever his camp check is next year, we're just going to subtract 10 grand off of us. So it's not that big a deal. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. You know what? I was really surprised. I mean, I think Case is a good shooter and all. I'm surprised the guy didn't pick Brennan to shoot again. He's 2 for 2, and then he didn't pick him to shoot it because he's usually all over it. And of course, tonight he was again.
You think you should have played him more?
Brennan? Yeah, if I think I should have played him more in like full court situations with 1 second left on the clock. put him in just to shoot that shot.
Anything else, guys?
What'd you think of the overall day and the
Yeah,
late night?
I thought it was one of the best ones we've had. You know, to be real candid, it's hard to keep coming up with something new, and I think Josh being here, I think adds to excitement. I think the students being in school rather than fall break adds to it. I think the football team not playing tonight adds to it. But the reality of it is the marketing staff, Gina Lee and her staff, they did a good job. I thought Tech 9 was great, and it stayed on schedule for the most part. But what they did out there during the day to entertain fans as they waited, I thought was really cool. I mean, there's not many places that can do it like that.
Did you notice it was full again pretty early in the night?
Yeah. You know, last year we didn't have as good a crowd, and but excuse me.
The World Series was
World Series and a lot of different things were going on, but I think it was a home game for the Royals last year, wasn't it? So that didn't help at all. But certainly, I mean, I think, you know, late night's important, but the World Series may trump it as far as importance. I could be wrong, but I thought tonight was really good. There wasn't as much competition.
All right, so whose idea was it to bring Tech 9? Did you have any say in that, or is that a marketing thing?
That was Jen's. That was marketing. Although I will say, you know, I know most of their hits by heart. So you know, when we won it in 08, truthfully speaking, if you guys would go back and do, you know, what do you call it, back check it or whatever, fact check or whatever, if you guys would go do it, they actually did a short album over our team that won the national championship. So I had that. They gave me that. I remember them coming up to me at Salty Iguana and said, "Hey, we did this for you," and I didn't know who they were. And it was Tech 9. And so there was about 6 songs on there that called out players' names and all that stuff throughout that deal. So yeah, I've been fans of theirs ever since they did that. All right, guys. Thanks.